No matter how good you are, the wrong room will never see your value. Hi, I'm Alexis Onestas, the Book Strategist. Welcome to Book Strategist Daily. Every day, I share one lesson from building Omax books on the Omaximum group. Let's build. After more than 10 years of entrepreneurship in France, I start to feel like I was reaching a ceiling. Not because the work was bad, not because the business were failing, but because it felt like I was repeating the same patterns, having the same conversation, and operating inside the same ecosystem. At some point, I realized that maybe I didn't need to work harder. Maybe I need to enter different rooms. That is one of the reasons why I start thinking more seriously about the international development of my businesses in the United States, across Africa, in the Caribbean, and in other parts of Europe. New York played a major role in that shift. There is an energy in New York that immediately changed the way I think. People move fast, ideas move fast, businesses move fast, and when I start spending more time there, I felt something I had been missing. I felt heard. I met people who understand the vision quickly, people who were ready to discuss business, people who were open to partnerships, new ideas, and international projects. That gave me a different kind of confidence. Not because New York is better than France, but because sometimes a new environment relieves a version of you that your usually environment no longer sees. I will be back in New York in August, and one of the things I value most today is the possibility of building between both worlds, working in France, developing in the US, creating connections with Africa and the Caribbean, learning from each market, and allowing each place to bring something different to the business. Every new market has brought me a different kind of energy, different conversations, different ambitions, different ways of thinking about business, culture, partnerships, and growth. But international expansion is not simply about taking what's worked in French and repeating it somewhere else. It requires reflection because every market has its own rules, its own rhythm, its own expectations, its own business culture. The way you present a project in Paris may not be the way you present it in Atlanta. The way you build trust in New York may be different from the way you built it in Dakar, Abidjan, or Guadeloupe. Even your daily schedules change, different time zone, different follow-up habits, different legal systems, different partners, different processes. That means international growth requires more than ambition. It requires observation. You have to study the market, understand where the right people gathers, identify the events that matter, find the right local partner, and decide what need to be adapted without losing the identity of your company. Events like InvestFest, Afrotech, CultureCon, and the Four Black Summits are important for me for that reason. They are not just events, they are rooms, rooms where I can listen, learn, build relationships, and understand how my businesses can become relevant in the new ecosystem. Because becoming international is not about being present everywhere. It's about finding the places where your value is understood. So here my question for you. Are you really stuck or are you simply standing in the wrong room? Let's discuss. You can find me on X, LinkedIn, or Instagram at Alexis Onestas. I'm not documenting success. I'm documenting the process. I will see you tomorrow.